There's several reasons why locally grown food is really important. One is, start off with just the cultural connection, right? So there's a certain, well, when you think about if you've had the opportunity to go abroad, very often the centerpiece of a human culture is, it's architecture, it's food.
It just sort of snowballs into being really good for everyone because, everyone feels good about it and it works for the economy as well,
That closer interaction, so people have the opportunity to go and see, how is my food grown, how are the animals treated. There is that carbon footprint with low miles, so that is good as well. And I think with local farms you have more of an opportunity to change the growing practices if they aren't sustainable, because you have that face-to-face consumer producer interaction.
It all comes from the land, and if you support the local community that's growing your food, they live here, they eat off that same land, they're going to take care of their soil, they're going to take care of the earth, and a more stable soil system is really what creates a more stable environment.
Can get people to be, I don't know if intimate is the more word, but more aware of how the food they put in their mouth is actually grown, who actually grows it, how are they treated, how is the soil treated, and think about that. I think they'll be a little bit more aware of how important a good, healthy environment is to sustaining life into the future.
We initially would just sort of drop samples off and introduce ourselves to chefs, and then maybe as we developed a name for ourselves or became more established, people would start requesting stop by and request, or maybe stop by at the farmers market and request samples. We are partnered with most restaurants in the Farmhouse Group, which would be Farmhouse Tap and Grill, Guild Tavern, Pascolo Restaurante. Trattoria Dalia has been a long-term customer of ours, as has Lunigs. We've worked with American Flatbread, Re-Raw, Wilbur Tea.
Why are people switching to local, or are people? I think so. I think people, especially in Vermont, they're getting excited about it. There's more and more farmers kind of conventions, functions, markets, all kinds of opportunities to meet your farmer, whereas in other places, I'm from the suburbs of New York City, it's like barely trickling, into people's minds.
I think there has been a shift in how people value food quite a bit, and locally produced food. Certainly in Vermont, but Vermont is considered to be, Michael Pollan calls it the epicenter of the locavore movement. So you do see, restaurants will be saying, "Oh, and we sourced our food from these farms." So yes, it is well beyond Vermont and California and Oregon and Washington was probably where it was really sort of growing initially.
It's really important because it supports the local economy, and you get your food miles sort of minimized. And I think it gives people a real sense of place and uniqueness about, people come to certain restaurants for, because, they're in Vermont and they want to enjoy Vermont products, and people like to know where their food is coming from, and it's very relatable.
And utilizing that farmers market as a resource for us for some of our cheeses, meats, and a lot of our local vegetables. So looking forward to that coming up. We anticipate for this just to grow more and more and go more in the direction of the local farms.
I've noticed a cultural shift in food that is, I've worked here for 4 years, so I can speak on it here a little bit. People are really interested in health. Kale is crazy now. People love beets all of a sudden, where nobody was eating beets 5 years ago. And those are two especially local items here in Vermont that we can get almost year-round. Beets, especially, literally every day of the year, you can find them locally.
From government officials to just Joe Schmoes on the side of the road to everyone in between coming together saying this is what Vermont needs to do to be better about our food system as a whole.